We've all felt that sting of betrayal at some point. But what's really going on inside our heads and our bodies when it happens? Today, we're going to dive into one person's incredibly raw reflection on that internal war, that battle between what your logical brain knows and what your heart physically feels. And this one sentence, wow, it just captures the entire experience, doesn't it? It's a feeling that goes so much deeper than just being sad or angry. It's this profound sense of being diminished, like a piece of you has literally been wiped away. So, how does the body first react to a shock like this? Well, the answer might surprise you. You'd probably expect the immediate aftermath of a betrayal to be just this storm of emotion, right? Chaos. But for the person telling this story, the first thing that actually washed over her was something else entirely, a strange, almost unnerving quiet. But here's the thing. Instead of seeing this numbness as a weakness, she sees it as this amazing biological defense mechanism. She gets that these huge emotional outbursts just flood our bodies with cortisol, the stress hormone that can do real physical damage. So in a way, this calm is like a protective shield her body threw up. But it's a shield that's about to be seriously tested. Because right under the surface of that calm, a much more troubling sensation starts to bubble up. And this feeling, it isn't coming from her logical thoughts. It's coming from somewhere way deeper, from inside her body. And this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. She doesn't just think her value has been lowered, she physically feels it. It's like her personal standard, her sense of self has been tangibly pushed down. This isn't an attack on her logic, it's an attack on her dignity. And that brings us right back to this powerful idea of the eraser. It's not that she feels completely obliterated. It's that feeling of being erased a little bit. It's this shocking idea that someone else's actions could somehow scrape away a part of your identity, your confidence, the very core of who you are. So, this is where the real war begins. It's this intense internal debate between what her mind knows is completely true and what her body is insisting on feeling. Logically, her brain is screaming, this is nonsense. She knows with 100% clarity that this is the other person's choice, their responsibility, their action, it has nothing to do with her worth. But that intellectual understanding, it does absolutely nothing to stop the physical feeling of being diminished. Her mind has one story, but her body is telling a completely different and much more painful one. And what's really fascinating is that she's genuinely surprised by how powerful and stubborn this feeling is. It's like this emotional reality that exists on a totally different plane, completely defined logic, and even her own deep-seated belief in herself. Just think about the power in that statement for a second. Even with total, 100% self-confidence, the act of betrayal still lands a heavy blow. This shows us that the wound isn't about some pre-existing lack of self-worth. No, it's about the inherent power of the act itself to make you feel less, even when your brain knows you are not. It's a feeling that somehow bypasses all our strongest rational defenses. So you're facing this profound internal conflict. What do you do? Do you lash out? Do you fall apart? Well, she doesn't do either. She decides to become an observer of her own experience. Her path forward isn't about impulse, it's about introspection. Her plan is to think, to analyze, and to just watch these feelings, almost like a scientist observing an experiment. She knows she has to understand this internal war before she can actually heal from it and decide how to move forward. So we've seen this whole journey from a strange, protective calm to this physical feeling of being erased to an intense battle between reason and emotion. And it leaves us with this final, crucial question. When your heart and your head are totally at war with each other, which one do you trust? It's a conflict we all face. And as we've seen today, the answer is rarely ever simple.